the stock market, meaning companies' new highs. I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. They're nuts. They know nothing.
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
Welcome, my degenerates. The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania. The no bullshit approach to all financial markets, from Bitcoin and crypto to political betting and, of course, the largest casino in the world too, the U.S. stock market. And this is Market Mania. We are online today, and whenever we really feel like doing it. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world, we have another day of the markets. What the hell happened? Matt Glantz, the NFTs, what the stock market?
NFTs.
What the hell?
We're not talking NFTs. We're talking the U.S.
The
stock
WTFs.
market there. WTFs. Yeah,
They're not NFTs.
It's a little blurry. I
It's
can see why he thought that
That's funny.
in this software.
Wow, guys. So everyone knows the last couple of weeks, actually since January 1st, the market's just taking a big shit every day. It's been getting killed. And I think the NASDAQ was down like 13% or something before this week. And we walk in Monday and the market's just getting crushed. Yesterday, the NASDAQ was down, I think, close to 5% yesterday at one point at the bottom. S&P was close to that. And yesterday, we took such a big shit in the market, down 5%. And then all of a sudden, everything turned. We rallied and we finished slightly positive on the day. Never seen anything like it since 2008, since the financial crisis. It happened twice then. And it also happened in 2001 and 2002, like around .com area. But we haven't seen this kind of action in a long time. So there's a lot of opportunity out there, but a lot of people getting wrecked. I have so many trader friends getting wrecked right now. What's that, Brett?
I was just going to say, did it get worse after these sort of events in 01 and 08? Was this like a precursor to some worse action?
Well, the scary thing is this has only happened in bear markets. It's where the market gets killed 5% a day and then recoups and finishes positive. It's only happened like 5 times before, and every time it was in a bear market. So it's kind of a bad sign. Doesn't mean we have to be in a bear market going forward. But we certainly have been in a bear market the last month. So that lines up correctly. So we'll see. And then today, after that huge rally, we finished at the highs yesterday. And today we walk in, the future's getting killed again. So now we were down, I think we were down like 3% at lowest today. Now we're bouncing a little bit. So we're back to down, let me see. Down right now, the S&P's down 1.2% and the NASDAQ's down over 2% still. So it is coming back. And right now we're seeing a little rally in the market. So hopefully we finish in the highs again today. It's all everybody's waiting in anticipation for tomorrow for the Fed meeting. So the Fed's meeting today and tomorrow. They have an announcement tomorrow afternoon, and that's when shit will hit the fan or the market will fly.
So in terms of that, my theory is, I don't honestly pay a whole lot of attention to this, shocker. But my theory is, look, the Biden administration is imploding for the most part, right? They're taking losses all over the board. Adding in a bad economy and like a crashing stock market is just, the 2022, 2024 death sentence. So I feel they're going to pull out all the stops they can to like pump the market, like Trump did too, right? He did everything he could. I feel that's just kind of going to be the new normal. So I personally don't feel a lot of trepidation here because Biden's going to fix it. It seems insane to say, but that's kind of how I feel.
I mean, you guys, everybody thinks about this thing retardedly, I think. You got value. People are betting against it. There's about to enter like a 6-year bull run right now just because value creation. You're creating a lot of value right now. I don't know.
My God, you're going robot on us.
Robot.
Look, let me just say, this raises a big question. I'm glad you guys brought up the FOMC meeting coming up because everyone's expecting them to go into this meeting and not say a whole lot. They're trying really hard not to rattle markets. I mean, even the hint of raising rates is what we're seeing pop this bubble now. So is it possible that they're actually going to be able to raise rates in March when they indicated they would? It seems even if they try just the smallest bit of rate hike, this will tumble even further. And I'm not sure, like you said, Brett, politically speaking, that's even feasible. This market can't go down. This is everyone's pensions. This is everyone's 401ks. And if rates go up,
only.
if rates go up, then the government can't service its own debt. So how can they be raising rates? I think it's all a threat. I think it's a bluff. What do you guys think?
So Tony, on that specifically to what you're saying, right now the market's pricing in 4 rate hikes this year, starting in March, 0.25% each, throughout the end of the year. But as we know how power operates, how's the Fed's always operated, they're going to announce tomorrow. They're probably staying on path. They're going to look to raise rates in March, and the stimulus and all that nonsense where they're pumping the economy. No more pumping the economy, and they're going to raise hikes in March. So, but usually they're never going to come out tomorrow and say, "Oh, we're raising rates 4 times this year." It doesn't work like that, and that's what everyone's fear is. What's going to happen is we're going to say we're going to raise rates in March and we're going to reevaluate, and that's exactly what will happen. And they'll raise it a quarter in March, see how the market reacts, and then 2 or 3 months later they might raise it again. We'll see.
Feels like they're painting in a corner,
Realize what
but
a weird game. It's a weird game to gamble on. You have to admit that. Here, we're gonna let the shadowy super legislators control a currency, and they're gonna make some seemingly arbitrary decisions. Let's not kid ourselves. Like over time, as to like what the overnight borrow rate is gonna be. It's just a weird. I don't know, man. It's just a fucking weird thing. I don't like it. It gives me the creeps. Like,
I don't like it either,
why?
man. You got it's
Why
but
do we do this?
every politician
Win.
now is just like they're so short-term focused. All they care about is essentially themselves and their short-term prospects, and like we'll see what influence they have on the Fed as well. I don't know.
Brad, what the hell is this? The Win can't doesn't want to run the book. They want to sell. They just sell the whole betting unit. This is becoming a big thing.
This is bad for DraftKings.
So supposedly this was valued at $3 billion last year. I don't know, what that means. Now it's 500 million. But Wynn's already jumping ship, right? We've seen the U.S. sports betting market, all the hype, right? Early 2020, they were basically at the lows, right? And then the DraftKings, Penn especially, just went on these massive runs. The pandemic's here, sports betting spreading throughout the U.S. Then as people look at this market, they realize it is not a profitable market for an operator. The way it rolls out, each state is different. It's not a national framework. The cost of like lobbying, the cost of tax in each state, the cost of customer acquisition is insane. And Wynn is basically saying, we're going to bow out. I'm not going to fight that battle. I think we'll see more of this. We'll see consolidation. We'll see people dropping out, and a few potentially a duopoly like a DraftKings FanDuel left standing with some of the more smaller players as well.
Do you remember the election episode when all those iBanking firms were firing like tens or hundreds of millions on the election also? I see like the sports betting kind of going like that too, where like there's these like almost institutional sized money that want to get action down on potentially sporting events also, like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think, I don't know, it just seems
well, that's there. Like Susquehanna,
a
lot of poker players went over there, right?
Yes.
They have a trading desk, right? They partner with Betfair.
Yes.
It's more of a European thing. The problem is in the U.S.,
I think that's who I was
the sophisticated player is not allowed in the U.S., right? DraftKings works with the politicians to ban, the interest in the U.S. market is not the customer. It's not fair competition, right? It's the behemoths and the politicians, right? That's what the
you can't
framework
think of it
benefits.
like that. Obviously, the USA cucks businesses like gambling like that, but if you think of it as like the world, like a bunch of different world organizations want action on this.
Okay,
so let me
explain why this Win thing is not as big of a deal as it seems, as the headline would look like. Of course, the online gambling sports market is not great, and the customer acquisition is huge. But there's 3 types of firms here. There's DraftKings, which is their whole business model is online sports betting, right? And then
casinos too.
And then you have Caesars, where they have landmark. They have a footprint in almost every state already, so they don't need to sort of partner up with other online or local establishments, casinos, to get in. But Wynn, on the other hand, they don't really have a footprint in all the states. So every time they go into a different state, they got a partner. They got to give up a piece of the pie. It's too much red tape, too much of giving up a percentage of what it's worth to win. So that's why they're giving up. It really was never going to be a win for them. They can't compete with Caesars, who has a footprint in every state already, and they can't compete with DraftKings, whose their whole business is this online
Might as well
sports betting thing.
concentrate on their core competencies,
Right.
getting Asians to come in there, fire off, in a red, only 6-pack of Baccarat tables.
It's just
you
like
know,
anything
here in
else, like
Macau.
online poker was. It's going to consolidate
Take
into a
the-
few online players, big players, and the rest are going to be dust.
No, but, like, get the 10 million, guys in and out, and forget the sports betting.
So
degens.
this
They're
is a
gonna
good
go
because
take
I don't know if you have
gambles
the.
at you.
I threw a Portnoy tweet in there, but he was saying, look, Penn is profitable here. We're getting lumped in with DraftKings, right? And the whole point of the Barstool acquisition for Penn was cheap customer acquisition, right? That was the whole plan.
Right.
Seems
And
to have
Penn-
worked to some extent.
Yeah, Penn, like Caesars, has a footprint in almost every state. They're very big. They have a lot of smaller casinos you don't know of, but almost in every state where they're going to have sports betting. So they have an advantage. And like you said, Portnoy's an advantage where they don't have to. The customer acquisition is going to be much smaller because they have such a big fan base that's going to flock to Barstool.
It almost, and I think I saw Penn was the biggest loser in the last year in the S&P 500 or over some timeline. It was number one loser.
Okay, that's partly just because they got added to the S&P 500 right at the peak of the market. So
That's
got
our
unlucky that way.
generational Pico top.
I kind of like
$140.
Penn though. Like it seems like it might have dipped too far, right? Because they're not going to run into the same operational like cash flow. We're just hemorrhaging money like DraftKings, right? They're more. We have the regional footprint. We have the Barstool marketing machine. I don't know. It doesn't seem crazy to me.
I have a bag of Penn options. There's just like I wanted to make a play that like what if like vaccine is over, and I agree it looks like Penn's oversold. It looks like it was also oversold on Portnoy's deviancy and whatnot. Like I think that a lot of people dumped on that. I mean, I'm just telling you, it's just like this is a meme world. This is a I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm talking myself into
I
Penn
agree
here.
it's
I don't know.
oversold.
Guys,
I agree
before,
it's oversold, and my like, hey, Omicron might be overplay is that and some cruise options for June.
Before we move on here, I just wanted to mention everyone keeps forgetting RSI. Now, I need to mention also that I work for a subsidiary of RSI. I don't own any RSI stock, but these guys are trying to do essentially what Penn and DraftKings do.
What are you trying
But they launched as a SPAC at around $10, and now they're just a little beneath. I mean, they're not, as far as I know, spending the money that these other companies are to acquire user. They've also got casinos in states all over the place, so they've got the licenses and the regulatory issues figured out already. So yeah, I'm definitely schlepping for a company I know well and take money from. Keep all of that in mind. I just wanted to remind everybody they're on the board along with DraftKings and Penn. Might be worth looking at here. I'm not a financial advisor. Anyway, let's move on.
Not a
NFTs.
Tony, load up that girl. Load up that. This is hilarious. I just think that this made me laugh. This like I passed this one around. I showed like everybody I could.
How to get started in NFTs this. How to make your own NFT that. I don't really give a shit about the goddamn cartoon monkey non-fungible token that you just bought. Why don't you go look at some non-fungible titties, nerd? How to get started in NFTs this.
It's great, right? She's great,
Tough but fair.
And like a bunch of like people like responded back like, "Oh my god, I
You're
do
friends
have
with her,
a
right,
girlfriend."
Mike?
Like actually, no, I mean I just like reached out. Yeah, we're
Gotta get her on the show. The people want.
Yeah, so she already agreed. She said she was gonna come on the show.
Great.
And
Beautiful.
I want to. She said she doesn't know much about the market, but it's going to be, I think, a good discussion from a social perspective.
That doesn't stop me from being on
Neither
here
do we.
either,
So what's the difference?
Right. I told her she'd fit right in. So, yeah, looking to raise that profile. So yeah, we'll get her on the show coming up soon.
I will say this: in a time of general. Sorry to cut you off here, Micon.
No, go ahead.
All the markets crashing now. NFTs. This has been a great couple days for NFTs. When crypto's down and flat is beautiful for NFTs. Stock market kind of irrelevant. Probably it's better if that went up. But a lot of projects are just going nuts over the last 2 days. While everyone else has been kind of scared.
So one thing that's not going nuts is the couple unlucky individuals that got their apes purchased for far below market value. And what this one was, so even though Princess Milky doesn't care about which picture of an ape you just purchased, these people do. And the exploit goes like this. people try to save the gas fee to delist things. Would just send the NFT to their second wallet and then back to their first wallet, and then on OpenSea it would look like you couldn't buy. But they left the breadcrumbs of said transaction already signed because they were offering to sell it. Somewhere deep in the OpenSea API, some nerd dug that out of there and started buying up apes for like an ETH and a half and 5 ETH. And mind you, these are 86 ETH floor.
90.
So yeah, 90 now, more than a CryptoPunk even.
Yeah, way more.
You know,
those are flying too, though.
Happened.
Punks have been going nuts today.
So, a little buyer beware. One, yes, pay the gas. Don't be cheap. Pay the gas to delist that thing.
So I've done that too. First off, none of us knew, right? I thought that it was canceling the listing until then. Once it went viral that this was a don't send it back to that original wallet, I figured it out. You can go and OpenSea just dropped a new feature where you can see your listings. It's a little painful. I went through and I saw some of my Bored Ape listings at like 6 and 4 from back in the day when I had Bored Apes before I paper handed them well below this massive run up. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, this is sort of Wild West, right? And there's a lot of scams and hacks and just like flaws in the technology that are going to cause people to lose devastating amounts of money.
Solidity does exactly what it says it's going to do. You sign something, no one understands, just MetaMask comes up, throws up a bunch of garbage characters, you click OK, and that's the state. And then billions of dollars are traded this way right now. And that's obviously dangerous. And here's one reason why. So contact your friendly neighborhood nerd and have them sit next to you for every single MetaMask transaction. Welcome to that UI. There will be some NFT.land gathering in Vegas. Hit us up in the comments of this YouTube and or tweet at me and Brett, please, if you know anything about that. As the guy that's got a verified OpenSea account, the Rare Pepe dealer here, gallery in Decentraland -23,69. Nice. Just, gallery owner in the metaverse, verified OpenSea account. Just, if anybody wants, little, I'd go to Vegas. I'd go to Vegas for that. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. I'm using the platform, Mac Lance, to try to sneak in and raise my profile and feed my fragile male ego.
We're in Vegas. Come hit us up if you're coming to the NFT conference.
Yeah. And we're
not me, guys, because I don't have any idea what these guys are talking about. I don't know what an NFT is. It's still, it's still a mystery to me. I will not be at the conference, but definitely shout out to these guys and definitely visit them.
Is that game still going at resorts?
No.
All right, let's get to the pick of the day.
All right. Well, I don't know. I just wanted. I don't know. That was a fun.
No, that was during the World Series.
Or whatever. So, get your safety glasses on. Forget about Vegas for the moment. It's the Market Mania pick of the day.
Make the party rock, drop it like it's hot. Everybody stack, I'm stacking to the top.
This thing still works. This thing still works. And, ladies and gentlemen, Mac Lance, what is your pick of the day?
Amazon, it's 2805 now. I think I picked it last week at 3,000. But as we know, the entire market's wrecked. But they got earnings next week, middle of the week. I don't know if the earnings are going to be good. I don't know how they're going to react after earnings. Very tricky market, but I do believe that they're going to run the stock up pretty good before earnings. So you got a week for that.
If he loved it at 3,000, he loves it at 2,800. It's the value play from Mac Lance. Go Bezos. Thanks for making the most valuable thing in the world. Sorry, all those libs are blowing up your menchies. Just enjoy that Lauren Sanchez girl. She looks like a hell of a lot of fun. Maybe cut that for the fucking final cut. Brett Ritchie, we don't have that kind of editing power. What is your pick of the day?
Opposite of the value stock, I'm rolling with the Crypto Leos. This is one of my favorite NFTs. They're the founder, David Gersh. He's throwing out a ton of them right now. It's 1,000 total, but he's got a bunch saved up. It's the famous Leo meme where he's sort of like smirking with the glass, and then it's mixed in with other memes. So they'll take the other popular memes and mix it with the Leo meme, and I think it's just very clever. It's an OG pre-Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT, which I think will matter at some point. And they're 0.069 floor right now. There's a bunch of supply coming out over
That's
the
a good
next
level.
short period of time. So I think it's a good time to grab one of these if you want, because you can get in at the floor of 0.069 crypto Leos.
It's good. It's a memeable entry point. That's absolutely true. Pictures of Leonardo DiCaprio from the Django Unchained.
I mean, these are sick. I'm sorry. I love these.
Yeah, I mean that's something that is where the market. That's where the market's at, Matt. It went right there. It went to pictures of Leo, and I'm just gonna go old school, just since we really rounded up this insanity of a pick of the day segment with the Norwegian Cruise Lines. Norwegian Cruise Lines. The common wisdom here is that pandemic ends. Old people get back on the boat. Get that. They have pizza
Robot.
even at 10 p.m.
Robot
warning. He's switching mics.
pizza.
There he goes. There, we got him
They
back.
got pizza all night. Does it work? Do you hear my joke?
Yeah, you're quiet, but it's all right.
Cruise Lines.
You got to speak it to the mic there, Micah. Rookie.
Yeah, let's head to the exits.
Fucking turn this shit off. Turn it off. Turn it off, ladies and gentlemen.
Put your safety glasses on there, Micah.
Yeah, no, it's out. It's off. Do it. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We always love it when you listen, because then we're, we got more menchies. Little dopamine hits on that social media. That's what we do it for. And we'll end with one from Panic Room by Aura, AU/RA. Grew up in Antigua and Barbuda. Fun fact. It goes a little something like this. Welcome to the Panic Room, where all your darkest fears are going to come for you. Come for you. Welcome to the Panic Room. You'll know I wasn't joking when you see them too. See them too. Like and subscribe to this on wherever, and follow us at Market Mania Show on the Twitter. We'll see you next time, if there is a next time. But for now, it's lights out.
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold or a domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl. Switch it up. I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard, got the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury of how we're turning, where how we're turning. Can't I lie like this to be burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine should've looked the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind, was afraid of the time. Strobe lights like in the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now, how about tonight? My interview's tight now.